Hi guys. Okay, so whilst perusing the wonderful world of YouTube the other day, I stumbled across something called the chronic illness tag, and I just thought, genius, I want to be part of this, and it isn't something I'm just copying. The original woman that did it was Laurie Fike, and she's left all the questions out. I will find her video and leave that below, but she has said she wants people to make video responses and things, so here's mine. So, I'm going to be doing this in 2 parts because there are 20 questions. Let's start. Question number 1. What have you been diagnosed with? Okay, are we ready for this? So, I've got fibromyalgia, thrombosis, joint hypermobility syndrome, anxiety, depression, acne, IBS. There's loads. There are so many things. Some are mostly connected to my fibromyalgia, but a lot of them are conditions within themselves. The more I get tested, the more they're saying, actually, no, you've got this condition. Like, I've been told I've got bruxism, which, if you don't know, is where you grind your teeth at night and bite the sides of your mouth. So I have to sleep with a gum shielding for that. Again, not entirely sure whether that's just a symptom all on its own, a condition all on its own, or a symptom of fibromyalgia. Question 2. What will you tend to do at night when you can't sleep? Okay, so if I'm having an okay day, I will put the radio on. Me and Thumper will sit and watch the telly till quite late on, actually, because normally my tablets haven't kicked in yet that knock me out. And a lot of the time Thumper will go to sleep early and I feel bad leaving the telly on because I know she has to get up. So a lot of the time we will put the radio on and I will just lie there and try and chill out. Bobby Boy is normally there to kind of have a cuddle with and things like that. I read occasionally, but I can't read for very long, A, because it hurts to hold the book, and not only that, a lot of the time I have to read the same line 3 or 4 times, which is really frustrating and just really hard work when you're trying to do it to relax and it's just stressing you out. So on really bad nights there is nothing I can do. I will quite often just lie there thinking horrible thoughts about myself and my condition and just waiting for the next day to start. And as miserable as that sounds, it's genuinely what I do. Number 3. Worst experience side effects of a medication. Jeez. Okay, so if, like me, you are a bit of a guinea pig and your doctors are still working with you to find the right medication and the right level of it, I think one of the worst was when I'd been put on tramadol initially. The first time I took it, I felt as though I'd been stabbed in the stomach really badly, to the point I was doubled over. It literally felt like I had a hot knife in my stomach and it was really bad. That was a more physical negative effect. One of the more worst ones, again, it was with the tramadol when I first got it. Why? Every time I filmed with something flying the window, a bee has just full on flown into the window. I swear this used to happen all the time last summer when I was filming. I'm keeping my windows shut from now on. No more fresh air, forget it. Yes, mental side effect from tramadol. Ooh, there we go, it's kind of working. It still happens now. Yeah, you kind of don't have any grasp on where you are. And it's almost as though I imagine it's what it's like if you've taken acid, because I am in my own little world when I've taken this stuff, but it is the only thing that stops the pain, and I don't necessarily believe that it stops the pain. I believe that I am that off it and in my own little place that I can't really remember what pain is. And that's my honest opinion. I don't think it physically stops my pain. I just think I'm so out of it. I have no idea what my name is, let alone what pain I'm in. So, question number 4. How has your condition impacted on your mental health? it's like I've been hit by a bus, to be honest. I always used, certainly the later years of my life, I'd started to develop a bit more of a depression side of things, but it was under control and I just didn't really admit it to myself, to be honest. But certainly since this illness has took off, I haven't got the strength to fight not being depressed and not being anxious, and that is hard. That is really hard to deal with, because I wasn't like that before. I would quite happily go anywhere, do anything. I wasn't really bothered. I'd be a bit shy and a bit nervous about things, but I'd try things and I wouldn't worry about how bad it would affect me, whereas now there is always that element of how is this going to affect me and how long am I going to be paying for it, with whatever it is. So yeah, it's definitely impacted on my mental health a lot more than I wanted it to, or I was willing to let it do, and there's not a lot I can do about that. I'm learning how to cope with it slowly, but as you all know, if you're going through what I've got, it is a long and slow process. Number 5, describe your social life. Next question. I have no social life. I find it funny now, I have to, because otherwise I'd just be really upset that I'm a hermit. I don't go out often, and when I do, it's with the same usual people, and it's normally to their house or they come here. My social life is rubbish compared to what it used to be. I used to have loads and loads of people around me and loads of things to do, and now the numbers have dwindled down slowly but surely, and not only have they dwindled down, a lot of the time I physically am not able to actually make things, so yet again the numbers keep on going down, and my life socially has become a vast empty desert with me sitting there on my rocking chair. That is what I'm actually rocking. Yep, I have finally achieved that point in my life. Stop rocking. Number 6. What is the hardest thing to do when you're flaring? Anything. I think the hardest thing, and again, physically my entire body just doesn't know how to deal with it when everything's kicking off. But the hardest thing to deal with, like the worst thing and hardest thing to deal with, is pretending I'm okay to people that don't necessarily understand as much. Like, I can't get away with it with Thumper or a few of my friends. They just know straight away if I go, yeah, I'm fine. They know I'm lying. But I think that's definitely the hardest thing, is trying to act stronger than you're actually feeling, because mentally you're telling yourself they will be so tired of this, they will be fed up of this, and the other part of you is going, they're going to think you're crazy if you keep saying, oh, this is doing this and this is doing that now. And I don't know, it's something I'm still struggling to deal with, and I'm trying to find the balance. Number 7, do you have worries? Do you have worries for the future? Yes, so many, because I've been diagnosed about 3 years now, almost, with fibromyalgia, and from the point when I was initially ill to now, I am so much worse than I was, and there is a lot of contradiction between people as to whether fibromyalgia actually worsens, deteriorates, however you want to put it. Some people say no, once you're at your peak, that's it, you stay there and nothing ever happens. That could just be their case, because I know a lot of people have said, actually, I've had it 10, 15 years and I'm worse than I am. And certainly in the 3 years I've been diagnosed, I have noticed it has got a lot worse. And it's not just because I'm suddenly noticing stuff. If I was to show you my medical records, you can physically see where things are getting worse and symptoms are worse and last longer. So yeah, I definitely worry about the future, in the fact that how much worse can this possibly get, and I don't even want to start contemplating how much worse this could be, because I'm 28 now and it's already pretty crap. So yeah, I'm hoping it doesn't get worse, but don't want to dwell on that. Number 8, and this is a good cheerful question. Favourite comfort food? Well, I don't know really. I know this is going to sound really weird because a lot of people think I'll go straight for chocolate or cake. No, one of my comfort foods is pasta. And it's really annoying at the minute because me and Thumper are having a bit of a lifestyle change to see if it helps make a difference. And we're slowly losing weight, we're trimming down. Oh God, there's days where I'm just like, I just want, like for instance, last weekend, flaring up, Mother Moon was just being pure evil. And I just went, I'm sorry, I said I want a burger today, and then I wanted everything bad. We didn't in the end, we only had pizza, but we made it ourselves, we didn't order it in, we made it ourselves, and I still did snack a little bit, but I was quite controlled compared to how I normally would have been. If I'd have just let a free rein on it, I'd have eaten everything in our cupboards, because food was the one thing that I thought would make me happy that day. And it wasn't, it turned out, so valuable lesson learnt there. Brilliant. But no, comfort foods, definitely, I don't know why. I've always loved pasta, any kind of sauce with it, I don't really care. I will quite happy. Not only that, it's easy to cook. Like, I don't do very much cooking anyway at the moment because, like I say, I'm having one flare up after the other. But when I do feel like I can cook and I want to cheer myself up, I can cook myself a quick bowl of pasta and it's not that much effort. So, yeah, probably not the answer a lot of people that know me were expecting. But yeah, definitely pasta. Number 9. Tell us a valuable lesson that I have learnt through being sick. I have learnt that I am less willing to be walked all over, and I don't know, I just find that I pick my friends very carefully these days, whereas at one point in my life I wouldn't care, I'd make friends with someone, I'd meet up with them a few times. If something about them annoyed me, I'd probably just ignore it, or if I didn't like something about them, I wouldn't get too, held up on it. Whereas now I'm very selective. There is another fly, I swear to God, that was another bee hit my window. That's 2 in one video already. So yes, that's definitely something I've learned, is that there are some people you can definitely count on, and it doesn't matter when, where or how you need their help, they will be there for you. And I'm not saying I only have friends because they support me, that's not it. I have friends because they make me laugh, and the friends I choose are the ones that I can have a laugh with, I can enjoy myself, I can sit there crying with laughter, or I can sit there crying with genuine tears, and it doesn't matter. Either way, I won't be judged for it, I won't be left behind, and I know I can trust these people, and you people know who you are. So, question 10. Name 3 things that you missed that were taken from you with your health implications. Okay, so this is quite a tricky one. One would definitely be my love for life that I used to have, because I was quite a happy-go-lucky kind of person. I didn't really worry too much about anything, to be honest. Now, no, I worry about everything and anything I possibly can. My brain will find it, and that's really quite a hard one to suddenly go from not worrying too much to worrying way too much about stupid stuff. Another thing is cycling, because I was really getting good with cycling. I was training, I did a charity bike ride, and I absolutely loved it, because if I was having a crappy day, I could jump on my bike, go off with a little, I used to literally make a picnic for myself in my bag, not like a huge one obviously, but I would take food, drinks, whatever, and I would just get on my bike, pedal off, go wherever, and spend the day out wherever. And that's not an option anymore. I can't do that now at the moment because I'm still working on realigning my hips and my spine and my shoulders, and I'm not advised. Well, it's not that I'm not allowed, I'm not advised, because it would undo a lot of the work that we have already done in this last 3 years, and I don't think it's really worth it yet. When I get back on my bike, I want to go on it because it will not have an effect on me and not undo anything that I've been working on. A third one, I don't know, just sort of not being in pain, to be honest. It's tiring. It is very tiring being in pain every day, all day. And yeah, I miss, because a bit of pain every now and again it's not bad for you, but when it's all day, every day, you kind of need a break once in a while, and my body's not given that. So yeah, I definitely miss just being me, to be honest. I'm becoming a new me, definitely, but there are days I really miss my old self, which, if you have what I have, you'll definitely understand what I mean by that. Question number 11. You don't have enough, you idiot. Oh my god, I'm an idiot. Question number 11. How old are you when you started noticing symptoms? Now, I have my answer that I think is correct and my answer that I'm pretty sure is correct, but I didn't have the medical backing. You'll see what I mean in a second. So, I was diagnosed about 3 years ago now, and it was probably a good 6 months before that. I was just thinking back on it, I was really tired all the time. I was in pain after every single shift. And it didn't make sense because I was losing weight, I was active and I was doing stuff. And I found myself less and less able to do the fun stuff so that I could still physically manage to do the important stuff. And so yeah, I think on that point, it's about 3 years ago. However, when I look back now in reflection, I definitely think I had noticed symptoms a lot earlier than that. Into my teens, I had a lot of problems with my knees. I had a lot of problem with growing pains and things that just generally got brushed off as general growing teenage pains. And I think, to be honest, I was really noticing symptoms quite early on. I just never really thought about it. And even when I was diagnosed 3 years ago, I'd never heard of the condition I have. So I think for definite, it's been a long time I've noticed symptoms, and I always got ill, and any infection or cold that was flying around, you could guarantee I had it. I had sinusitis multiple times, shingles multiple times. That's not normal, so I definitely noticed it in terms of that. I got ill very quickly, and for a very long time as well. It was hard to shake off every time I got a cold. So yeah, I would definitely say it was a lot longer than I thought before. This is part 1. I will be doing part 2, but to break it up a little bit, I am going to separate it into 2 separate videos. So I hope you've enjoyed it. Look in the description box below to find the original video where this idea came from, and give her a like, tell her you came from Littlespoon. Yeah, get in touch with me. Again, everything's in the description box below. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you again soon. Bye. The other day on social media, I posted a video of a makeup look that I did when I went out, and I've had quite a few compliments on it, and also a lot of people asking me how I did it. So here goes, guys. Here's a quick